Wenceslas the Idle did not impress the imperial nobility either. His difficulties mounted until the nobles, exasperated by the inaction of their ruler, turned for help to his half-brother, King Sigismund of Hungary. Sigismund decided on a radical solution. He kidnapped the king to force him to abdicate, then took advantage of the ensuing
So, okay. What was I doing? Right, today was, or is supposed to focus on main story stuff, since the next Marauder group is Far East. And so we're probably gonna go to Uzitz, get the story with the handicapped man going, and then, yeah. And we go from there. Oh, there's also a tournament, but the tournament will only cost me money, since there is still a lot of training for me to do in order to compete. So first let's check on our supplies. Also, yeah, like I thought, this mask is gonna be in our inventory forever, because I cleared out that encampment too fast, or before I even got the quest for it, but I got the quest reward, so to speak. Yeah. I got some vengeance to sell.
I'm at your service, son. May the Lord watch over you.
Yes, my mute button is a bit slow today. Sorry about that. Anyways, let's check how much the vendors up here in the castle have to barter with. Or if I really have to go somewhere else.
God be with you.
Goodbye.
$20. So trade in this part of town is just not recommendable. Tja. How is my armor doing? Weapon is fine. I need a tailor. If I remember it right, an old couple said there was a loft or a cottage a little bit outside of the village as to where that guy could be hiding. Oh, basic trader.
I'm at your service, Sir Knight.
Yep, time to learn to read.
I'd like to learn to read.
You? You don't look like the makings of a priest or clerk. But why not? I've taught all sorts. Bear in mind, it won't be all that easy. You'll need plenty of time and a few groschen for my trouble.
All right. I don't want to waste time. We can get started. The sooner I master it, the better.
Very well. I will require some groschen from you, though, and set aside at least a couple of days so I can put you through your paces, if indeed time is of the essence.
Here are your groschen.
Then we may as well start. No. He did break his vow.
Oh, this gets a fully fledged cinematic. Because reading really was freaking hard and only for noble folk.
Wake up, lad. It's time we were getting on. So, let's see you read a bit. There's a book here on the table. Try to read it.
Will I manage?
You ought to be able to. It's a simple text. Come back once you've worked your way through it.
This is so funny. Okay.
I've read the book.
Wonderful. So tell me, what have you learned?
There was something about some fellow and a goose.
Ah, well, the main thing is you've managed to read the book. The rest is just practice. Only through a careful reading will you uncover the real meaning of the text. No book is written on a mere whim and without purpose. Like I told you, books are valuable, and the words that you place in them ought to be no less so.
Does that mean that I can read then?
Yes, you have the foundation. Remember, my boy, the pen is mightier than the sword. To fully learn your way around words will take a lot more reading yet. Now we'll move on to the second lesson, which will be much harder. Many books are written in Latin, the language of erudite and religious men. If you really want to be able to read, there's no getting away from Latin. There's a book on the table with some text. Read it and then come back. You need not understand it, but you should master the letters.
I only just managed the fable about the goose, and now you're asking me to tackle Latin.
You're a clever lad. You'll manage.
It's just a goose book. Wouldn't this be stealing? Are they now stolen? No. Hey? This is English. Huh.
I'm looking for a fellow who lives here, but I don't know his name. Do you know anyone with a limp?
Must be that farmhand Lubosh. I don't know what the hell you'd want him for, and I don't much care. He's got a cottage on the edge of the village near the stream.
Let's talk about the price. What about this?
You won't come. See now,
I might actually need to read these things. Oh, is this the Latin book?
Hey, get up off that bed. You've no business here.
Darn it. I kinda hoped you would just let me stay there. Tja.
Who's that? Something you're looking for here. I hope I can be of help to you, Knight.
I'm looking for a fellow who lives here, but I don't know his name. Do you know anyone with a limp?
What would you want with him? Well, it's no skin off my nose. The bastard has a cottage on the edge of the village by the road to Rattay. Good luck to you.
Good God. What happened to your clothes? If you
Yeah,
dropped, I should
my
report
main
it.
clothes are quite tethered. Trade.
Bye.
Is there somewhere I could sleep here?
I suppose I could find some. For how long?
Yeah, let's
How
book
about
the
if I pay
week.
you for several nights?
No
I
problem.
might be
but you
here a
pay in
little longer.
advance.
Satisfied?
You won't convince me with that. You've got it all to yourself. No one will disturb you.
Where do I go to sleep?
You'll have no trouble finding it. Right inside the door to the building, there's a ladder up to the loft. Your bed's ready there, and a trunk for your belongings. Goodbye.
Quite nice. I guess sitting is helping me with my reading speed. So sitting is speeding up the reading process, or the studying process massively. Well, it could be that I then have to chill out on reading again. Yeah, it seems like I have to chill out. Okay, I'm a power game these books. Like, this is a bit extra. Wait, hold up. I can probably sleep for an hour or two and then read again. Now let's get up and trade in the rest of my DME. Might be that the maiden's inventory has reset. And then I could even be a nerd outside.
God preserve you. Good night. Can I do something for you? Bye.
I don't quite get that game. What do you have?
I hope I can be of help.
Oh,
I'm looking for the local groom. Where can I find him?
Has something hit you on the head, boy? Where do you think you'll find a groom, for Christ's sakes? Ask at the stables. God be with you. Farewell.
okay. That's fine. Then I can explore that last question mark, because I was worried that one could be the fellow. But I want to finish the reading stuff first.
Yeah.
Another archery range, okay. What game do you have?
God be with you.
Or just the... okay.
The Lord watch over you.
Let's talk about the price. Agree?
Well, a little more. Seen it? Yeah.
Oh, my reading buff isn't full here. Probably because the place is a little bit busy. Or it's the rain. Yeah, and here we have full... Don't think I can read red yet, right? Yeah. And then one more tick in the Art of the Weasel. I should eat before that. Don't forget to eat. It's gonna be fine.
God watch over you. May the Lord watch over you.
My! Have a look at those melons! Wouldn't they make a fine treat? Feel free to have a knock.
I hope I can be of help to you, knight.
Did I not finish the book?
I'd like to discuss the price.
Well,
What about this?
that's... All right, so.
One thing that keeps on confusing me is that I once found a tailor that I thought was able to repair my clothings. But ever since then, I've forgotten where that one is. It's not the one in Rattray. It was somewhere else.
I'm honored that a knight...
Is there anything suspicious going on in these parts?
Indeed there is. Just last night, Father Godwin was here, calling fire and brimstone down on old Gertrude, the herb woman. He's not one to make a fuss over some trifle either. And that's not all. Around here, you should hear about what Vashek the groom has been up to at the stables. When the head groom told the lads here, they fell off their seats laughing. Farewell.
Does food poisoning influence my combat stuff? Oh, that feels like something, you know, like a game changer. I feel like the fast is gonna be more important later on than the carry capabilities. No wonder I could never execute these strikes if I have never learned it. And now this up here makes way more sense. Reason I'm learning some longsword stuff, especially that these two that are very similar to the other two, is for tournaments. Because in tournaments, I will sometimes have a longsword. Since I suck quite much in combat, this one is a must. This feels like a rogue ability. Yeah, and I should get this before I get sadist. Why is this here? Blocking your strikes. Huh. It should be in warfare. This makes no sense. Unless I want to intimidate. I feel like this is a bad choice to take. I'm definitely going for firm grip. Man, I really want to take Golem, but I fear that it will have some not so nice side effects. This is hilarious. Lol. These are all rogue abilities. This is probably really nice when you want to knock people out. Yeah. Why is gaining reputation a negative? At least it is phrased that way, that, you know, like you lose this +1, but because you gain more reputation. Once again, it's a, if you see it from a rogue talent, it's probably bad, but I see only positives for my character. Yeah, I absolutely have no idea what other talents I should get. They are just not for my class. It should be in the combat thingy-magic, but okay. It is just not in my nature, even so. If I take this, this is probably insanely good and I should train to do this. Maybe at a later stage, but right now I don't want to change my fighting style, but I already can see that we are at the end, so I'm probably taking it anyways. Huh. This one I will simply not take because I don't know how much more damage they will deal. How is the scaling of that? As long as I don't know that, it's something I just simply cannot take. This is bad. Like you might think it should be 10% slower for 20% more stamina. Then it would be worth it. But a one-to-one like this? Especially something that is for speed? Like unless you have a different amplifier to make you run faster. And maybe. But right off the bat this? No. This actually makes more sense. But it's also bad for the same reason. Yeah. This should only be 10% in this case. And 20 faster, 10 more stamina. This is a maybe. Okay. If I just don't get hungry. I don't know how overheating. I didn't had overheating yet, so maybe there's an area where everything gets warmer. But this is passive in general, and I have 3 points, right? This is high candidate. So this is important for potions. This means that I will no longer be able to use potions. So this is just bad. But I would be able to eat anything. This is the talent for me. Because now I deal more damage when I'm low HP. And yeah. Unless this has a visual effect, in which case I will be very upset. This is the talent for me. So, this is the phrase of your first opponent. If this would be resetting each time you kill him, and that would be nice. But that would probably be way too harsh on the NPCs as well. But it's a good one. This sounds quite useful. That would mean that I can absolutely dumpster dive the price at the very start. And then haggle accordingly. Especially with the horseman trader, I often ran into the problem with her that she would very fastly deny me if I go too low. This is a hack. Let's go. And that is a future investment. Since I'm always haggling anyways. Yeah. I won't take stuff for loot. I guess Scout isn't bad. I thought this was a 20% increase, like increased effects, but that I cannot eat bad food is probably, don't see a positive in that. Don't want to do all of that again, so let's save. Now, before I do the main quest stuff, I need to get rid of my food poisoning. I also want to finish reading that book.
I see you know how to wield a sword, Father. I wouldn't have expected that from a man of the cloth.
With a stick. I practice with a stick. A reminder of my youth and days gone by, and it helps keep me in good form.
Do you have any work that needs doing?
My dear lad, I have more worries than I can bear. Another pair of shoulders would ease my burden. I have to deal with a local witch.
A witch?
The herb woman, old Gertrude. That devious hag who will stoop to anything. Like all herbalists, for that matter.
Oh, don't tell me. The cows are giving blood instead of milk, and babies are being born with 2 heads and a tail.
This is no laughing matter. Gertrude isn't evil. She just has peculiar ideas about what's good for people. A little bird told me she incited some Ujet's women to witchery.
A little bird told you, did it?
You know how good people are at seeing the splinter in another's eye and not the beam in their own.
In other words, someone's been gossiping. And what's the problem?
As long as herb women stick to giving psychic to folk and bloated cows, assisting in childbirth, or burning incense in bedrooms to help with sleep, then nothing at all. But this is sacrilege, and it's unsafe. All sorts of molds and lichens and poisonous plants and other foul things go into those concoctions. I'd hate to see her poison some poor gullible lass.
One moment. This is a very immersive game. It focuses a lot of on a lot of realism. The voice acting is fucking amazing. But the thing I absolutely hate about this game is its combat. If you played like Mountain Blade, Mortal, Chivalry, this is probably a decent game for its combat system, but I hate how it has a lock-on system, and I always get dizzy in the combat. Also, I think it's more made for 1v1 fighting instead of 1v many. And often you fight 2 or 3 foes or even dogs, and it's really freaking annoys the ever-living shit out of me. But this game's strong points is, like I said, its dialogues, its immersion factor, and just the general atmosphere. Every person feels like it's supposed to be there. So if immersion games are more your style, this is definitely a should play. Yeah. Like the game gives you the trainers at every city. So if you want to warm up and everything, the game gives you the vehicle to do so. But the problem is the talent system in this game, where an opponent, let's say you are level 5 and you fight a level 10, you will have like a 50% better chance of parrying your blows. But if you fight a level 15 or 20, like the trainer, he will almost parry everything you have. And it feels so bad fighting a higher level opponent. It feels so awful, like punching a stone, and you're hoping at some point that your hand isn't broken enough to get through. But once you have the levels in, the playing fields even out, and it feels okayish. I don't know. I usually don't use Game Pass stuff. I like buying games for their price and judging them for that. So, But yeah, like I said, this is not a bad game, not by any measure. But just know this is more on immersion, and in combat it stumbles more over its immersion factor than it should. But this story is nice. And also a good thing is you are what you are. You fight a lot with your sword, you get masterfully with your sword. You shoot a lot of bow, you become more accurate. And yeah, you use a certain equipment. For example, I have a lot of nobleman's clothing, which helps a lot with talking to strangers. This is really nice. But if you want to be a thief, there are talents that make up for the lack of charisma. Yeah. What was I doing? Right, I'm judging on his word of if I am to burn a witch or not.
What do you want me to do?
I want you to go and see her and find out what she's been up to. I know she lives in fear of the Holy Church, so tell her I sent you.
Oh yeah,
That
and
will
this
make her
game has
talk
barely any
twice
music,
about
which
encouraging
is
witchcraft.
why I'm
If
listening
you
right
learn
now
that
to
she
the
truly
Mountain
did involve
Blade
folk with
2
some
Bannerlords
Find
soundtrack.
out all you can and deal with it.
Consider it
So
done.
we are to find out if there's
Good.
any value to
Never
what
fear.
this little
I'm
bird
a
was
man who
telling
always
him.
pays his debts. You'll find Gertrude, the old herb woman, in the woods. Farewell.
And that I should get distracted because I'm wanting to learn to read, and I currently cannot further my studies on reading. Map. I guess it doesn't get tracked since I'm on my limit? Question mark? Yeah.
Yeah.
This is not good. I just found out about the talent trees and stuff, right? I just went slowly through what I think is a good thing for me and what not. But if I now get a button all the time in my face when a talent is activated, a passive, but this is gonna annoy me a lot, especially since I just promoted its immersion factor. Chee. Good day, milady.
God save. How may I help you? Good night.
Let's see what she has to offer first. The classics, okay. Ooh, straight up poison. Okay. What are you? Earring. Yeah, that's another. Since I'm rich, Let's get those books.
Let's have a word about the price.
All right, so...
And since I have a lot of
Are we agreed?
charisma...
Well, a little more and we'll call it a deal.
Oh, I didn't strain her goodwill as much as I thought.
Finally, a reasonable sum.
It is neat. Okay. I feared the game would let me sell books for recipes. But that is also cute because I read a book about how to brew mead, honey wine, and that wasn't consumed, which is nice. More potion? A more potion. Okay.
I'd like to discuss the price.
All right, so...
Satisfied?
More. Finally, a reasonable sum.
I should probably should try to tease out more for yeah, I have to relearn what I'm capable of in terms of bartering. So, in order to save my progress though, this is a way to save.
Greetings. What do you need?
Would you teach me some...
Certainly.
I'd like to practice the basics.
All right.
Isn't that quite a lot? What about...
That's not enough.
Oh ho!
Agreed. God.
I've come from the priest. They're saying you incited some women to witchcraft.
Me? Witchcraft? That's nothing but idle chatter.
I don't like being
Don't
the
you know that
Christian
witches
guy.
get burned alive?
There's no need for trouble. I'll tell you everything. I've done a very foolish thing. It's preying on my mind so much I can't sleep a wink.
But I'm supposed to believe an old witch has pangs of conscience.
Laugh if you like, but it's not a word of a lie. You probably know I sell various magic lotions and potions alongside my herbs. Well, there's one I wish I hadn't sold. You see, Vera, Zlata, and Kuta from Uzhitz wanted a magic ointment from me. I kept refusing them, but in the end, I let them talk me into it.
What kind of ointment was it?
One that will show you a world no one else can see. A place of wonder and terror. The flowers might start talking to you, or the earth could swallow you up. I don't know if it's the work of the devil or of God himself, but the ointment has that power. But it could poison any person who doesn't know how to use it right.
So all this talk of witches anointing themselves and then flying to their sabbaths on broomsticks.
The ointment could make a person see such things. But it was stupid of me letting those foolish women get their hands on it. They could poison themselves or fall off a cliff while they're lost in a dream.
I kinda want the recipe, not gonna lie. Maybe one day I will play a more chaotic
I
character.
want to know something else. So why did you give them the ointment at all?
Because I'm soft-hearted. You see, one of those women, Vera, lost her whole family in Skalitz. And Zlata's husband was killed. And the youngest of them, Kuta, miscarried with the horror of it all. They said they wanted to use the ointment to speak with the dead and ask them to put a word in with the Lord.
Yeah. I understand how they feel. But I reckon it'll get them nowhere but the ducking stool and the stake.
Judge not, lest ye be judged. I didn't want to give them the ointment, but they offered me a pile of groschen. So I thought how desperate they must be, and I heard their plea.
Their plea or the clink of their coin?
Now come on, I wouldn't have said that sassy thing at the end.
And why are you so worried about them all of a sudden? What changed your mind?
I'm losing sleep over it. Firstly, those women don't know what they're doing. And secondly, folk might see it as witchcraft. And do you know what they do to witches?
They burn them alive.
That they do. So don't be surprised I'm worried.
It didn't bother you before, though.
Come on, you're better than this. At least I want to be better than this.
What did they want the ointment for?
Each one of them lost a loved one recently, and it's grieving them. They wanted to talk with the dead.
I've heard enough.
If you've heard enough, you must understand why I need your help. Find out from those women what they intend, and watch over them to keep them safe.
Very well. But only because the priest himself asked me to.
Thank you 1,000-fold. I'll go to the Reverend myself and explain. You take care of those women. May the Lord watch over you.
Well, if she didn't go, I was going to go there. Yeah, quick. Now let's run.
Yeah.
Left.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Who's there? Answer me.
I've heard something about a magical ointment.
Really? I'd like to know where from. And what concern is it of yours, anyway?
On one hand, I feel like I should go with the priest, since he's the one pulling the lever on the whole witchcraft thing. But it would be more personal if I go with the herb woman as a anchor for the conversation. The game has punished me for being nice, so it's probably better to go for the priest.
The priest is worried.
The priest? It's nice to find out what telltales you have for neighbours. But believe me, it's none of your business. Or the priest's.
That's enough. What I've heard already amounts to a burning offence.
Burning? Because of some ointment? We mean no harm to anyone. All we do is anoint ourselves at night in the woods. That's no great witchcraft. And you keep your nose out of things that don't concern you.
God watch over you, good night. Especially in these dark times. Can I do something for you? God bless. Looking for someone?
I'm thinking if I should talk to her again. I'm gonna save scum this one.
looking for something around here?
Okay. Had to make sure.
Well, I never.
Hey, is someone there?
What's that?
Good afternoon. Goodbye.
Jesus.
I heard something about a magic ointment that you got from the herb woman.
You heard that where? And what business is it of yours?
The priest is concerned.
The priest can go to hell. All he cares about is filling his belly. And then that bastard talks down to us from the pulpit about temperance and humility. It's because of his sort, the lords and the humans here, that killed my husband and children. Where was the priest then, eh?
You do know that what I've heard amounts to a burning offence?
We're doing no wrong. Just putting on some herb ointment at the crossroads in the woods at midnight. What of it?
That sounds like devilry to me.
Our souls are our own concern. God has forsaken us, and we have to fend for ourselves.
Who's there?
So, do I rest up or do I just drink? Yeah, I think I should just drink. Yeah. I need to go hunting soon. I should, not I need. I should.
Hey, who's there?
Can I be
Can I do
fast
anything to
enough?
help?
Hey!
I've heard something about a magical ointment.
What? Who told you that? Was someone asking around?
Noise?
It might interest the priest.
The priest? Who's been telling him stories? Does he know about us?
What the hell was that?
What I've heard already amounts to a burning offence.
Wait. Really?
If someone buys witching ointment, what am I supposed to think they want it for? Let me take a wild guess. Witchcraft. And witches deserve to burn.
We're doing no wrong. We go to the woods alone, at night, and we hurt no one. I won't say any more. You might twist it against us.
Oh no. Oh, it's waypointed. Okay. I was thinking about what was happening and all.
Yeah.
Or if I really have to stalk them in the night. I wanna kill a cow. But it makes no sense. Maybe I can read a page or two, so I can use the time efficiently. Oh, that's cute. So let's put this on the horse. It seems like the girls are coming down the street. So I'm just gonna pick some flowers to waste some time. Yeah. I should probably save in case I'm too much of a presence. Also, sneaking in full chainmail armor is not really a thing.
We're all here. We can set off. Is it far? Not at all. But we should put the ointment on now. It takes a while to start working.
Where exactly do you put it on?
Well, there. You know?
I feel shy.
Pater Noster.
So playing games with the devil is all right, but dabbing some ointment on your punny is going too far.
Aye, well, don't peek for a bit. I'm not sure.
Don't worry. Plenty of women have tried it before us.
What if it does work? What if he does appear?
But that's what we want, isn't it? Let's go.
Hmm.
We're here. We all know what to do, don't we?
I'm not altogether sure. Gertrude didn't want to say anything about that. So all we know is what we came up with ourselves. Damn. I feel, peculiar, though.
The ointment is the main thing, and we'll think up some chant or two.
Just let's get it over with, quick. I keep hearing weird noises.
When shall we three meet again? In thunder, lightning, or in rain? When the hurly-burly's done? When... Damn it!
The battle's lost and won. What's that nonsense you bubbling?
I didn't make it up. It came out of me all by itself.
My vision's blacking out, and I feel the earth. Yeah.
We're not doing it for our sake. Our intentions are pure. There's nothing to worry about.
Silence! Hush now, do you hear that? As if someone was singing.
That'll be the tree roots. The earth speaks to us, like Gertrude said. Why is it getting so dark?
It's singing very loud. Make them stop, at least for a while, please. My head hurts.
Don't be scared. Let it happen. Lucifer, star of the morning, we're here to ask you a boon.
What is it? Hail Mary, pray for us. I feel the devil is coming.
I'll go toward him. Show him the way to find us.
Holy Mary, Mother of God, pray for us sinners, now at the hour of our death.
What are you praying to the Virgin Mary? You'll scare the devil away.
Stop praying and speaking of death. We are here to save lives since we've lost our own. Satan, appear and send pestilence on all the humans. I'm coming to meet you. Lord of darkness, we are here. Come unto us. Lord of darkness, we are here. Come unto us.
Who is it? Who's there?
Just me. I haven't found anyone.
Me? Who's me? You're Lucifer, aren't you? Oh, Lucifer, thank you for heeding our call. Send the plague down on Sigismund and his humans.
It's me,
For a moment I thought they got me.
I mean, I think so. Everything's a muddle.
Lucifer, deliver us from the humans. A plague upon them and their families. Lord God, you turned your back on us in our hour of need. We beg you, at least now command Lucifer to rid us of the humans.
Yes, Lucifer, deliver us of the humans. Here and now, come among us. Take what you want and let Sigismund and the humans die of the plague like mangy dogs. They killed our husbands and children. Let them die! Let them go back whence they came, back to hell.
Come, Satan, and take us. Hush now. Do you hear that? There really is somebody in those bushes. Come among us. You there? Are you Lucifer? Doesn't matter who you are. Come here.
You dreamt it.
O Prince of Exiles, you who the world has treated wrong, who rise again undaunted and strong. Satan!
I hear someone coming. Who's there? Is it you, Kuta?
No, I'm still over here.
What's going on here?
Welcome, Prince of Darkness. And make yourself at home.
What would you like us to do? We will fulfill Your every wish, if you fulfill ours.
Prince of Darkness? What in God's name are you babbling about?
Why are you testing us?
Testing you? Jesus Christ, what have you been smearing on yourselves?
A magic ointment from the herb woman? We are ready to pleasure you, Lord. In return, all we ask is that you rid us of the humans. And if you won't rid us of them, then help us get away from here. Give us riches, so we can start a new life in the city.
I won't be fulfilling any of your wishes.
Oh. What must we do to please you, O Lord?
In return, you'll have to... Shit. I feel very weird.
Oh, that ointment. You smeared... What the fuck? What did you do to me?
Are you quite well after your long journey?
Huh? Long...
Will you take care of the humans? And why don't you have horns and hooves and a goat's tail, like the priest said?
Actually, I wanted something else.
What's that, oh Lord?
Will you serve me and do all I tell you to?
Oh yes, our Lord of Hellfire. We'll do whatever... Humans. Which one will you take first?
Me! Take me!
No, me!
And what about the other one? Why doesn't she speak up?
Kuta! You chicken! Speak up!
I'm upset. I don't like this situation. I guess the only way I could have broken up this ritual without getting into this weird situation is by shooting someone with an arrow. But that didn't seem right.
I want you. Hen. Hen.
What does kavod mean? Excitedly dancing and jumping. This is already weird. How do you lockpick a hen? what to do. Oh wait, I have 22? Okay.
That was tough. Oh, but I'm all dizzy again.
What is wrong with you? Is something going to come of it or not?
I need to sleep.
Bugger sleep! What was that? What is it? Someone coming!
You call that combat? Take that!
What happened here? Shit! Oh my god. These are no demons, just flesh and blood woodcutters. I'll never be able to explain this to anyone. That fucking ointment. Damn that old hat. Now what?
Man, this is all just weird. Weird and odd.
I found out more about the Ujit's witchcraft.
Pray, do tell.
The women have got hold of some magic lotion from the herb woman, and they're using it to summon the devil.
For the love of heaven.
I followed them to where they held their Sabbath. They summoned the devil, danced around a fire.
Oh my God, what else?
The women were completely out of their minds from that ointment. Then some woodcutters stormed in. They wanted to put a stop to the witch's Sabbath.
Good God. And what happened?
I had to kill the woodcutters to save those women from them.
For Christ's sake! How could you? Such needless slaughter! Those men meant well. Was there no other way to stop the bloodshed?
The woodcutters were beside themselves with rage, baying for the women's blood. There was no reasoning with them.
There must have been another way.
I couldn't. I'm so sorry.
I can hardly fault you. It's my fault, too, for letting things slide so far. I should have taken care of the herb women and those poor women myself. Pray for the souls of those unfortunate Christians. Pray, because you have blood on your hands. At least you see where dancing with the devil can take you. Pray for their loved ones and for your soul and mine, because we share the blame. And now please, go. Leave me alone to pray. God be with you.
My respects to you.
Take care now.
Yeah. Yeah.
Quick, quick, before he gets away!
Is that all you got?
Christ!
I'll slaughter you.
Fucker! Ah! Here! Well then!
And I thought the reason why they didn't why the enemies came so close was because I was in the trance. Huh. Oh. You have to carry the glaive. Huh.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Ma'am, you need to go.
God watch over you, good night, especially in these dark times. Can I do something for you? Good luck, then. God be with you.
I was at the Ujit's Women's Sabbath.
And how did it turn out?
The women were making such a ruckus, the woodcutters took them for witches and burst in on them. They meant to kill them.
Jesus Christ. And how did it end?
I killed them all.
Killed them? God Almighty. You killed the men who went to see what all the noise was about?
I didn't have much of a choice. There was no talking with them. They were determined to kill the witches. I'm so sorry.
Holy Mother of God, you're my witness I meant no harm. Forgive my sins and have mercy on me in my final hour. And as for you, you'd better go. Goodbye. Take care.
She had to know, because if the Inquisition suddenly knocks on her door, at least she knows why.
Yeah. Yeah.
Good day to you.
I'm at your service.
God be with you.
I need to sleep for a little bit, attend to my wounds, get some HP back, and then we're gonna confront the limping man.
Mushrooms! Apples!
Yeah.
Apples, melons, fruit.
One day I will go the right way. One day.
Yeah.
Move along, citizens. Move along. There's nothing to see here.
If that's what you call nothing to see, I'd like to know what something to see looks like.
By the keys of St. Peter, this is all I need. We'll have to send word to Sir Hanush.
That might not be necessary.
Who are you?
I'm Henry of Skalitz, in the service of Hanush's Captain Bernard. I'm investigating the attack at Neuhof, and I think this could be related.
Well, I'm the bailiff of Auschwitz. And I say we don't want any of that kind of trouble around here. What makes you think this has anything to do with Neuhof?
One of the folk at the stud farm recognized someone from Auschwitz among the bandits.
We have no bandits or murderers around here.
Really? They say he had a limp?
Shit. Well, allow me to introduce you to Limpy Lubosh. Or all that's left of him.
Sacre. Nothing's ever easy. I'll have to take a look around and ask a few more questions, if that's all right with you.
You can take this mess off my hands and welcome to it. As for what else there is to find out, I don't know. But look and ask all you like.
He had one hell of a send-off.
Who was Limpy Lubosh?
A poor crofter and a scoundrel. Can't say I'm too surprised what happened to him. He kept company with all sorts of vermin. He was always getting into some kind of trouble. Punch-ups in the tavern and what have you.
How come he limped?
He got that from some villainy or brawl a long time ago.
What about the two big guys in black?
Has he been up to anything suspicious lately?
I don't know. The last few days he didn't go anywhere. He was home the whole time. But he always kept everyone in the village at arm's length.
Did he have any kith or kin in the village?
None. A loner he was. I don't know the last time I saw him with anyone.
Do you happen to know where he was on the night of the Neuhof raid?
I've no idea. He kept his distance from other folk, so you never knew if he was away or holed up at home.
When did you find the body? And did anyone see anything?
Just now. And nobody saw or heard anything. I don't know how they could gut him like that without someone hearing him scream.
The parish priest here in Auschwitz, he's a peculiar sort of cleric. I noticed he's quite handy with a sword.
He is indeed. He's as hard as nails. More than once he's intervened in a brawl in the tavern and sat everyone on their asses. He's not to be taken lightly.
I doubt he acquired those skills at the seminary.
You know how it goes. The nobles send their youngest sons to study for the priesthood, and our parish priest has blue blood in him. He probably learned to fight at home before he went to university. That's how it goes with those aristocrats. But I heard something happened and he was roving the world for a while. I don't know what he got up to, though.
God watch over you, good
You
knight,
have a name.
especially in these dark times. Can I do something for you?
I've come in the name of Sir Hanish of Lipa. I'm investigating the massacre in Neuhof, and now a murder here as well. Can I ask you a few questions?
I don't know how I can help you, but ask if you must.
Who was this Lubosh who was murdered?
You could see at first glance he was no good. I kept well out of his way.
Have you noticed anything suspicious recently?
There wasn't sight or sound of him for a long time, and then yesterday he turned up at the church and even talked to the parish priest. I never saw him do that before. Probably had a bad conscience.
As far as I remember, it has been a little bit since the raid, but if I remember, was that they wanted to kill some horses, probably instill fear. But to me, that sort of raid looks like someone wants to chase off people from their homestead. And we heard from a guy called Ginger that he overheard the raiders struggling with a disagreement and started to fight under each other. One raider even helped him hide himself till everything calmed down. So, but what we are strongly interested in are two big fellas, and at least one of them was all dressed in black, and he has possibly the sword for the Lord that we are serving right now. The sword that our father forged and stuff.
Do you know what Lubosh was doing the day Neuhof was raided?
I don't think he was home. I didn't see him all day.
Do you know who Lubosh used to spend time with? Kin or friends?
As far as I know, he had nobody at all in this world.
That's all. Thank you.
May the Lord watch over you.
I hope I can be of help to you, knight.
I've come in the name of Sir Hanish of Lipa.
Sir Hanish gives a...
That man Lubosh who was...
He was a strange one. Always drinking.
Have you noticed anything suspicious recently?
I didn't see much of him lately, not even in the tavern. Not till yesterday.
Do you know what Lubosh was doing the day Neuhof was raided?
I don't think he was home at all. Wait.
Do you know anyone Lubosh used to...
I really don't know. As far as I know, he had no...
That's all. Thank you.
God be with you.
I'm at your service.
I've come in...
I don't know nothing.
That man...
I didn't really know him. He kept to himself.
Have you noticed anything
Come to think of it, he was in church yesterday. I was wondering what he was up to take to the faith all of a sudden. But I suppose no sin's too dark for God's mercy.
Do you know what Lubosh was doing?
I was coming from the tavern. He looked like he was in a hurry. It was only a shadow against the sky, but after what happened, I wouldn't wonder.
Do you know anyone Lubosh used to spend time with? Relatives or friends?
Not with anyone from the village. He used to sit in the tavern next to us sometimes, but he never said much.
That's all. Thank you.
May the Lord watch over you.
I hope...
That man Lubosh who...
He was a drunk who was always looking for a fight. Nobody liked him much, but I would...
Have you noticed...
Well, now I think of...
Do you know what Lubosh was doing?
Not a clue.
Do you know anyone...
He was a loner.
That's all. Thank you.
Good luck to you.
I'm honored to know.
I've come in the name of...
Of course. Ask away.
That man Lubosh who was murdered.
He was a drunk. He was always looking for a...
Have you noticed anything?
Well, now I think of it.
Do you know what Lubosh...
Not a clue.
Do you know anyone...
He was a loner. He did...
Do you know what Lubosh... That's all. Thank you.
May the Lord watch over you.
Hey.
Good day.
I've come...
No.
That man...
I didn't really know him.
Have you noticed...
Come to think of it, he was... I was wondering...
Do you know what...
I was coming... He looked like he was in a hurry.
Do you know anyone...
Not with it.
That's all.
Take care now.
Yeah. Yeah.
What can I tell you? It's nothing much. Sir Radcliffe has made his home in the lower castle, but the serfs are squashed together and all over Russia, wherever they can.
What's this? Looks like someone's hit him very hard on the head. Lord above, they did a hell of a job on him. Must have been agony. How come no one heard anything? What's this? Looks like someone's hit him very hard on the head. Could they have bludgeoned him to death and then gutted him? That would explain why he didn't scream.
With the help of God, she'll soon get back on her feet. You'll see.
So, he's a thief, the scoundrel. So I guess I have to do some lockpicking. Also, nobody will really miss stuff from him. Now let me listen to this again.
What's this? Looks like someone's hit him very hard on the head. Lord above, they did a hell of a job on him. Judas. Looks like this is meant to be a warning. But for who? And why? Maybe the gang had... What's this? Looks like someone's hit him very hard on the head. What's this? Looks like someone's hit him... Lord above, they did a hell of a job on him. Must have been agony. How come no one heard anything?
Yeah.
Garlic! Delicious juicy cabbage!
Good day to you.
The blessings of our good Lord be with you, Father. I'm here in the name of Sir Hanush of Lipa, investigating the massacre at Neuhof, which seems to be connected to a murder here. Can I ask you a few questions?
It seems Sir Hanush is employing children as investigators. But ask as you wish, boy. I hope this nasty business will be cleared up quickly.
Did you know Lubosh? What was he like?
A bit of a lost soul. Simple, rough fellow, but at heart I don't think he was such a bad person.
Did you notice anything suspicious recently?
My child, all sorts of suspicious things have been going on recently. People like Lubosh don't know what to do about it, and sometimes they do stupid things.
That's really not a lot of help to me, Father.
I'm sorry to hear that.
Do you know what Lubosh was doing on the day Neuhof was raided?
Unfortunately, I do know. And I'd like to help you with your investigation, but I can't.
What?
I'm bound by certain vows that forbid me to tell you.
Vows more important than catching dangerous murderers?
There are laws of God above the laws of man, son, and one of those is the sanctity of the confessional.
Father, surely you can't be serious. There must be situations in which you can make an exception.
There are things that apply always, no matter what the circumstances, and this is one of them.
But Lubosh is dead. You can't hurt him, but if you don't tell me, more innocent people may die.
If I told you, I would be betraying a vow that's a cornerstone of the Holy Church. If people believed the sanctity of the confessional couldn't be trusted, the consequences would be even worse than that.
Worse than the death of innocent Christians? Worse than the murderer escaping punishment?
No one escapes punishment.
Father, Lubosh was my only lead to the Neuhof raiders. Only he could tell me who was responsible for that massacre. If I don't find out who it was, it will probably happen again. Surely you wouldn't want that.
I wouldn't. But I can't betray the sanctity of the confessional. I'll tell you what. Give me some time and I'll try to think up some way of helping you. Suppose we talk it over in the evening, in the tavern, over a cup of good wine. Maybe we'll come up with something.
All right. Thank you, Father.
Take care now.
I've noticed that I'm coming up on the 3-hour mark. And so I should take a break at minimum. Of course, it sucks a little bit since we just had the talk with the priest. Yeah, no. Better. Like, we are not having major advancements. We don't know of any time pressure we should be following right now, but yeah. I can revisit every clue next time anyways. So, for now, I wish you a good day, good night.